Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Tuesday, July 20th. Just got off the water from a great morning session, fishing aboard the pressure drop with friend Brian Sabarisi, and also Max from the shop, and also Schwag. We had a great trip. We went out, jigged up some fish. I fished about 30 miles east of Barnegat Inlet, jigged up some yellowfin tuna. I got 3 of them. We dropped a couple fish. Max got 1. Had a great day. It was a quick, fun ride out. Rocking in Brian's 32 yellowfin, made it out there in no time. We were running, I don't know, 30, 33 knots out and probably 40 plus on the way in. It was definitely a quick, easy morning. Fish are there. If you've been paying attention to the reports, bluefin fishing and also yellowfin fishing in the midshore grounds has been very, very good. The areas, the 30 to 40 fathom ranges have been good, even into the 20 and 25 fathoms. Those areas have been very productive. Anglers are catching jigging. That's what we're doing. Anglers also catching fish on poppers. Saw a couple fish on poppers today, and also the other day we were out there. There's also some people trolling. There's been some bluefish kind of showing up that are making themselves known, a little bit of a nuisance. People are losing some assist hooks and jigs to those. There's some weed out there as well, some eelgrass, which is somewhat not common, but it's been somewhat problematic here. Today I know anglers that were dealing with that. Trolling is definitely tough when that grass is kind of laid out in there. We kind of saw a couple bigger sections of it, and we're kind of hoping for mahi, but didn't work for us. We did have a mahi the other day. But now let me check in more into the inshore, say nearshore stuff right now. There's definitely a lot of things happening right here on LBI. Here in mid-July, we've got some tropical waters. Water's very, very warm. It's in the mid-70s. It's been really clean. If you take a look off the beach, it's beautiful, somewhat tropical conditions. So with that being said, there are tropical species here. If you haven't been paying attention to our social media, I suggest you do so. Give us a follow, Fisherman's Headquarters on Facebook and Instagram. There's just a marlin that was just seen, spotted, and documented off the southern areas of Island Beach State Park, just on the north side of Barnegat Inlet. If you don't believe us, feel free to take a look. Mikey Villanova from No Limits Sport Fishing, shout out to him. He runs a great charter service out of Barnegat Light. He was actually in a helicopter the other day with one of his other jobs, and caught some cell phone video of the marlin actually swimming up on the beach. So you can clearly see from his bird's eye view in the helicopter that it was 100% a marlin. To my eye and to most other people's eye, it looks like it was a white marlin. So it's kind of cool to see that we had a white marlin kind of cruising up along the beach. Had some photos and some videos sent in from Scotty V. He was actually on the beach at Island Beach State Park that day. He was kind of pretty stoked and kind of was like, hey, this is like the one and only shot that a surf caster would ever have. Kind of a once in a lifetime shot. So it's kind of cool to see that. There's been some cobia caught, which is great. Sheep's head, triggerfish have been caught. They've both been around for a couple weeks, and I expect there to be very good fishing here for the next few weeks, in the outlook here. If you're looking to get in on that action, head up to Barnegat Inlet, fish some structure. There's some spots down the southern bay and the northern bay, some sod banks, some docks. There's areas to catch them off the rocks. Triggers and sheep's head are both great eating, great challenge to target them. Great fighting fish. Definitely suggest you check them out and try to get your line tight on them. Store alumni Patrick DePasquale was just out, fished the Hudson Canyon today, got a beautiful wahoo, so it's cool to see that. As far as the surf fishing goes, there's a lot of kingfish on the beach and also fluke. It's definitely really good to see that fluke fishing on the surf is really churning into even a higher gear than it was. I mean, it was pretty good, I would say, for all of June and for most of July, and I think it's actually a little bit better now than it was a couple weeks ago. Hearing some great reports coming off the north end, but also mid-island and south. A couple reports came out of Harvest Cedars, a couple reports came out of Surf City, heard a couple reports also out of Ship Bottom. That's really just where we heard it from. I'm sure there's also fish down the south end, but I had direct reports from there. As far as the south end bay side, I did hear some reports of some weak fish. Store staffer Jack got a couple beautiful weak fish this morning and also in recent trips out. He also got some really good sized fluke. If you pay attention to our Instagram story, there's a couple posts there with some of the fluke he caught in the bay side in Beach Haven. So with that being said, you kind of clearly get a picture of what's going down right now. We've kind of got a whole smorgasbord of species, from bluefish in the inlet and bays. There's some smaller snappers here, mid-island at the docks, kind of where I am right now in ship bottom. Like I said, kingfish off the beach. There's some sharks and rays cruising on the beach. Got a lot of different things going on. Haven't really heard many good blowfish reports. I did try to shrimp up some weak fish yesterday morning, and I failed at that. Switched gears and did good fluke fishing though, so that kind of made up for it. I was actually hoping that when I was shrimping with grass shrimp, looking for the weak fish, that I'd maybe possibly bring in a couple blowfish, but that did not happen. I couldn't even get a snapper. I couldn't even get a perch. I couldn't get anything to kind of come up my slick. So I mean, it wasn't for a lack of trying. It definitely gave it hell. But there's definitely a good spread of species here right now. Clamming's good. I was out clamming the other day and had a great harvest. Crabbing's very good. I would suggest fishing crabbing the west side of the bay. It's always best, normally in the summertime. But there are some docks, street ends, public easements that you can crab on the Long Beach Island Bayside. If you're looking for information in regards to that, where you can go, where you can kind of find some fish, some tips and tricks, definitely stop by Fisherman's Headquarters. Love to help you get geared up. I hope you guys are enjoying this great weather. It looks like we'll have some great weather here ahead. If you haven't been paying attention to this moon, the moon phase, we're kind of into that middle part. We'll hopefully see some, little changing over to the summertime. I think with that being said, you'll kind of see the last of the striped bass. I don't have to say they're for the most part gone. I did kind of allude to it, I guess a video or two back, that there are still some striped bass around. With that being said, Joe Hanley actually caught a really good fish the other night, just a few nights back. So it's kind of good to see that those striped bass were kind of still sticking around. But kind of here, as we get into that middle of the moon phase here in July, I would have to say that the fat lady is sung on that, and that game is over. That being said, as far as the sunrise and sunsets, maybe you've been seeing some hazy conditions. We're actually seeing some atmospheric, say, effects or I guess he's just saying there's some smoke coming in from the western wildfires, and it's kind of altering and affecting and kind of doctoring up or painting out our sunrises and sunsets. So this morning was kind of a cool one when I was out tuna fishing. Kind of had a real hazy, somewhat smoky sky, and I've also been seeing some kind of cool sunsets in the last, say, week or two, with that westerly wind that kind of blows those that smoke-filled air over, if you can believe that, all from the west coast. So once again, appreciate you guys checking out the fishing report here. Hopefully you guys are subscribing to the YouTube page and you follow us on social media. Hopefully you stop in and say hello to the crew and myself at Fisherman's Headquarters. And if you're not local to the area and you want to get some saltwater fishing tackle, feel free to reach out to us on the phone or shop online 24/7 at fishermansheadquarters.com. Have a great day.